let's try this again. So hopefully you are seeing this. Golly. Anybody there? Bueller?
It's Nugget. I just got a.
That could have been from the first time.
Oh no, I got the what's it called from the first time. This is the second time.
All right. What's up, Mike? How you doing this evening? Just battling some technical difficulties here. Uh, all right. It actually shows that I'm live. Let's try. Like I said, let's try this again. All right, Sean. All right, Sean. Okay. What's up, Preston? How you doing? Joe. Bumpy. What's up? What's up? What's up? Preston, how you doing, man? PJ and Dino PJ around? Mm. It's good neck crack. Good neck crack. So it's chilly in my house tonight. It's Alexa, what's the temperature? 30 degrees Fahrenheit, she says. It's chilly. What's up, Frio, man? How you doing? I've been peeping the beer recently on Instagram, and I'm just like, damn. Hey, if you haven't already hit that thumbs up button for me, I'd greatly appreciate it if you could. All right, nice. Well, tell him I said hello, PJ, Dino, PJ. Good luck with Roblox. No worries, Frio, man. You know, I every now and again I go on like a little rants or tangents, as if you will. Just I'll sit and I'll just like stuff on Instagram. I need to actually go out and like pictures of random other people, but I've been liking pictures of the stuff that I follow. I mean, who'd have thunk it? So how's everybody doing tonight? Uh, if you, and again, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Uh, it's it's just me. My head was cold. You know, this is the this is a Monday shave, so we got a little stubble growing going on. Ah, it's all right, Preston. Yeah, Alton, we are definitely it's this thing is on right now. For whatever reason, YouTube, the first stream, just yeah. Is that one of my hoodies? Yes. I don't do much else, uh, but yeah, I promote my own stuff, man. That's for sure. Yep. The only other hoodies I like, I had a hoodie. I had a hoodie that I wore pretty regularly, and you guys have seen it, I'm sure, in lots of my videos, past videos. Is this one, and this is from my high school, my alma mater. Uh, but I pulled that one down because I was gonna wear it in the house, and I was like, it's not the same. It's just not as comfortable as one of these hoodies. So I just left it down here near. Yeah, Kirk says, let's try that again. What's happening? MTG, man, Johnny. So look, it's some people out there that don't like seafood, and even a broken clock is right twice a day. That's how I feel about those people. FCB, what's going on? Finally got my own camera, no longer borrowing. That's what's up. Time to make some chicken. Oh boy, you know what? Preston, I see what you did there. He's so funny. Lou, what's going on? Lou Calamatis is in the building. He says, hey, yo, I was so confused. I thought I missed it. What's going on? Man, every now and again, YouTubes, we have some technical difficulties. I've had a pretty good, excuse me, I've had a pretty good run with YouTube, and I'm not going to say the rest of that. But anyway, so Jamie's back. Says do over. We can forget about that weird Kiwi. Yeah, I have pink Kool-Aid. Lake food, seafood. It's all good. Yeah, I particularly care for seafood. Now, my wife and my children, primarily my wife, she every now and again she's like, no red meat. I'm like, great. I know what this means. And it's like, all right, I gotta go to Restaurant Depot and buy a 10-pound box of Dungeness claws, and we'll have a meal from those Dungeness claws, like maybe 2.5 meals if we all get some Dungeness claws. But seafood, like I'll do seafood like almost like a crab boil type deal. And a few years ago, and over the summer, no, actually it was for Mother's Day. I did it for. We had a huge crab boil where I cooked the entire box of Dungeness. I cooked. I think I had some shrimp. It might have been some mussels in there. Like seafood was hard to come by this year. Come Mother's Day, during the pandemic, it was odd. And but what I've done in the past, so like some sausage, I'll throw some beef sausage or turkey sausage in there, and I will do some corn, some potatoes, and usually just whatever the seafood I can get my hands on. Preston says this time of year my grocery list is basically crawfish and crabs. Yeah, well, so Preston is down in Louisiana. For those of you guys who do not know, I can't remember what parish he's in, but he's down in Louisiana. So SCB says I'm partial to salmon, trout, and tilapia. So we personally don't eat tilapia, just because it's like the type of feeder fish that it is, or not feeder but bottom fish that it is. So no, I don't do that one. Oh, damn, Sean, I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't know if you are aware, my grandmother actually passed away. My maternal grandmother passed away. It's been almost a month now, think about it. She passed away on the 23rd of December, uh, to, between Alzheimer's and COVID complications. So, completely understand. The North Shore, above New Orleans. All right, the North Shore. So I've heard of the North Shore. You're not too far from Metairie, or is Metairie closer to Baton Rouge? Mike says walleye and perch. So while I have never had walleye, say that 3 times fast. I do think I actually caught a perch. I think that was a perch. Was the teeny little fish. When I took my sons fishing, like late last summer, so not this year, but the year before, and the fishing trip cost me. It was like $50, $60 per person, if not more. Like it was almost $200, right, for this trip for the three of us. And I caught one little teeny fish, and it was about this big. It was the most expensive fish I've ever had, and then we didn't even end up eating it. Yeah, FCB, you're right. Kirk says I eat it all, man, from the water except carp. It's just so mushy. Never had it. That's just say it. Tilapia is garbage, man. Fish. It's yeah. Anyway, let me see any idea for another fish to smoke other than salmon. To be completely honest with you, Bumpy, I mean, I'm telling you, stick with salmon. Salmon is one of the, if not the best salmon or fish smoked. Though I will tell you, look into steelhead. So Victor will get on me if I say steelhead trout, and it's just steelhead. So if you go to Sam's or Costco and you see steelhead, it looks pink. It's pink similarly to salmon, and apparently it is in the salmon family. And I mean, steelhead is great smoked. Alton says, I'll tear up some tilapia. You go right ahead. That's more for you. I won't eat it. All right, Metairie and New Orleans are right next to right beside the shop. I mean, my Louisiana geography is not the best, but I have some friends, some long ago friends from a motorcycle forum that were in Baton Rouge, and between Baton Rouge and New Orleans, I got pretty decent with some of those parishes and little places down there. Blind Man Cooking says you can smoke oysters or scallops. So I don't particularly care for smoked scallops. To me, they get rubbery. To me, you need high heat on scallops. So if you're grilling scallops, yes. Smoking scallops, no. Oysters, though, can... And again, this is one of those things where I would prefer to grill the oysters as opposed to smoking them. Alton says halibut. Marcus says black drum. Yeah. All right, that Jack. Yes, I saw your. Well, maybe you didn't hear my response, but that was pretty much when we started breaking up, and I was saying that is, I'm sorry to hear and happy for you at the same time. Sorry to hear that she had a tumor, but very, very glad to hear that it's not cancerous. Victor says, hoping ocean conditions change soon so I can make a run to the coast and load up on crabs, clams, mussels, etc. Yeah. Lou says, steak and lobster tail. What? Do you eat shrimp or catfish? So, very little catfish. And I won't say I eat a crap ton of shrimp, but it's not the same, Alton. So, and because I've had this discussion with other folks. Shrimp are bottom feeders. Tilapia only eats the bottom. Yeah, it is, yeah. So, Preston says mullet is really good for smoking too. All right. Steelhead is salmonoid, FCB. BJ's has it. I will. That's what's up, Bumpy. Grab you some worms, double hook leader, drive down to the end of Dundalk Boulevard to the ballpark, toss and catch hundreds of perch. Man, Kirk, I look. I tried when I was on that daggone boat, and I didn't do anything. Joseph, who remembers the FCR 600 that sold and bought his and the smoker he bought with the cash? Yes, indeed, I sure did. That's the origin of how I bought Bessie. What do you think our new coach would be? I don't know. Grady, I had no idea. We're gonna see. We have some time yet. Steelhead is a rainbow trout that is run to the ocean and back. Tastes wonderful. Yeah, seared scallops, smoked oysters with bacon bits, cheddar. My favorite barbecue sauce is money. Crabs bottom feeders. What you trying to say? I just don't eat tilapia because it does nothing but eat, it eats straight poop. That's it. Hey, Laura, how you doing? Seriously, take kids out. Yeah, cast out. It's a great time. Yeah. I don't know, Alton. When I did some research on the tilapia, it wasn't what I wanted to eat. That's all. I just never looked into it again. I just, times have changed. Things could have gotten better since when I looked into it, but I didn't. Catfish, cows, cats, but there are quite a few that are very clean eating. All right. Dave, how you doing, man? Good evening, Dash. I finally started smoking my own meats. It's quite a learning process, but we got it pound pat now. That's what's up, Dave. That now you know how and why I've been able to post videos about cooking barbecue for such a long time. It is not easy. It is definitely a learning curve. Darnell, how you doing this evening? Shrimp with the roaches in the sea. So yeah, I already know zero water. Okay. Walleye of the perch in the perch family, cooked right, it tastes like halibut. All right, getting packaged ready to send to you later this week or next. What? All right, I am excited. That is awesome. Speaking of packages, I got a package today from Crimson Creek. I got a little promotional item, and actually, I got it, but I don't have it close enough to be able to show you. But I did get another. I had to make sure my address wasn't being shown there. I finally broke down. So those of you guys who have been around my channel for a while, yo, it didn't send the damn. Seriously? Those of you guys who have been around my channel for a while know that I always order. I have these magnets, all right? It's a refrigerator magnet, and it's a calendar and a refrigerator magnet. And usually I order them between Thanksgiving and Christmas. Well, this year, Vistaprint, you know, I order them whenever they go on sale. Usually they go on sale 50% off, and I'll order 100 of them, and boom, call it a day. Well, they never went on sale this year. The best I could do was 20 or 25%, and I'm like, oh, like that's crazy. Just, you know, like the one box that says Smarties. All right, well, that's what's up, Laura. Kirk says tilefish, yellow or blue, butter lemon, and Gator Shake match made in heaven. That's what's up. So you know what I want, Kirk, that I haven't had in a while is some spot. I have not had any spots in a while. My father-in-law and I came. We went down fishing off of like near the Patuxent Naval Air Station, and I can't remember what the name of the place was, but we were down Southern Maryland, and we went out on this boat, and we caught 24 spots, and them fish were like this big, right? And I came home and I tried to fillet them and try to cut them up and like trim the scales off and everything like that. Then afterward, like after I had done all of that, looking at research, like maybe looking on YouTube or just reading some forums or whatever, because this was a while ago, they said leave the fins on, or like trim the fins down, but leave the fins on, the dorsal fins on, leave the tail on. And they said go ahead and just cook them, scale them, and cook them. And it's easy just to pull that thing off as opposed to trying to get it off before cooking. It's just, and man, those were the best buttery little fish ever. And I'm just like, man, I need some more spots in my life, because those spot fish were great. And I haven't had them. I probably haven't had a spot in 10 years. Just careful when you change the subject. Thanks, Victor. How big does the spot get? Not sure. So spot is a particular type of fish, Laura, and I don't know if it's in the like perch family, because now that I'm thinking about it, it was not a very big fish. Like the spot that we were catching was really 6 inches, if that, and they were teeny tiny little fish. But we were catching. We caught a bunch of them. Between the two of us. We easily caught 24, probably maybe a little bit more between us each. And, you know, for them to be such teeny little fish, they put up a heck of a fight. Now, when we go up to Cape Cod, we go fishing off of Cape Cod, we catch porgies and black sea bass. So, Kirk says, great eating this season. I hit you up when the fish is, okay, that's what's up, Kirk. I appreciate it. So I'm not 100% sure, Laura. It might be similar to a bluegill, but I don't know. I'm not the like a fish expert there. I can only tell you kind of about the fish that I've seen and or caught pretty decently. So I don't know. I mean, yeah. What other seafood do you guys cook and or have pretty regularly? most seafood that I do, again, I'll do like a big old, throw it in a pot like a crab boil. Marcus's shell cracker bluegill. Good size are 10 and 12 inches right here, and they're plentiful here and in the bay. Well, that's what's up, Kirk. I don't know what time of year it was. Like, I don't remember when we went fishing. It wasn't like we were cold. Like I had on, I remember it was like t-shirt weather. So I don't think it was like in the fall or the spring. So maybe maybe it was early in the summer and they just hadn't grown to maturity yet. But man, we caught a bunch of teeny little fish. Let's see. Laura says I will send you a link to some of the fish I used in the Sous. Look out. Muskie, snakes, northern pike. You see large fish. All right. So Alan says snapper, mussels, clams, shrimp, halibut, and cod and crab. So I've never smoked cod. I really prefer to fry crab. Excuse me, fry cod. Never had halibut. I do cook snapper every now and again. I'll cook a whole snapper. So I made a whole snapper on the Traeger probably 6 months ago, and it was so good. Like I made it with Uncle Steve's the Gator Shake, and I just cooked it straight out on the grill, and cooked it, flipped it, brought it in the house on a tray. My wife tastes testing number 2, and we all stood around and were picking at that fish. It was so good. We just straight ate it, talked, and we're like standing up eating around the island in my kitchen. Kirk says early mid-season. All right, smaller ones make great flounder blade. Okay, baked as well as the bay flounder belly. All right. So let's see. I don't barbecue crab per se. I have grilled it in the past and like put Old Bay on it and put it on the grill, but it's better to me. I prefer to boil it, steam it. Clams. So I'm looking back at Alton's, reply here. Clams are one of those things where I either have them raw or I'll have them mixed in with something else. I don't necessarily have them by themselves. But yeah, mussels, clams, definitely they go into the seafood boil. Halibut makes great fish tacos. Yeah, see, and I'll use the cod for that, just because cod is less expensive than halibut, and halibut is not easily found around here. Smoked cod or mahi for beach bar fish dip. Okay. Flounder's damn good too. So what was funny? My wife has a thing about like the flounder because it's a flat fish. She's like it has eyes on the same side of its head. Both of its eyes are on the same side of its head, and it's one of those mental things that she just can't get over. She's got some. But it's just funny. I don't get flounder very often. Mahi is tasty. All right. How big would a whole snapper be? It depends. So a whole snapper will fit in a 12-inch skillet. Blind man cooking, and you're looking at 8 to 10 inches maybe. But I would cook a whole the whole fish, and I would cook the whole fish, or I have cooked the whole fish just straight out on a grill. So the last time I did a whole snapper, it was a whole red snapper, and I did it directly on the grates on the Traeger, and it turned out great. Like I said, my wife taste tested number 2, excuse me, and we stood at the island and we tore it up. Mahi-mahi, my absolute favorite. We catch our limit in tuna and troll the grass lines the rest of the day for mahi-mahi. Where, Kurt? All white fish, halibut, flounder, cod, etc. Smoke great. But should be only lightly smoked. Alice's trout's tasty. Yep. So swai. So I've had swai a few times. It's not one of those fish that I go and get like often. it's one of those things where we were in the market, Bumpy and the Giant, and we saw like a bag of swai fillets, and I was like, I don't even know what this is, but I mean, it's a clean white fish. I bought it, tried it, but we stick we do more salmon than anything. Like if we if I'm buying fish 10 times, 7 or 8 of the times is salmon. Um, so I don't necessarily get a whole lot of other fish. Put a blindfold over the fishy eyes. Rockfish. All right, that's what's up. Yeah. Not a fan of liquors. All right. Still has some time if you haven't already. Yes, indeed. Out, you need to try steelhead. It might show up as steelhead trout or trout. Period. Kirk, I will. I gotta get down there, man. I do. I've been BSing. Speckled trout is what we do more of. Yeah. Down the Palmer's Island. Bring back 10 or 12 buckets of oysters and steam them on the grill. Nice. Red drum is pretty good. So all of these fish, like, this is one of those things where you are geographically is going to play a huge role in what type of fish that you have way more readily available. A lot of the, or some of the varieties from the Gulf of Mexico and or the Pacific Ocean. Yes, the Pacific Ocean. I don't necessarily get, and and it's one of those things. So I know I'm about to catch some flack for what I'm about to say from Victor. I prefer Atlantic salmon, but I think it's one of those things where I grew up on Atlantic salmon, and I eat way more Atlantic salmon, so I prefer Atlantic salmon. Now, not to say that Pacific salmon doesn't have a place. My preference is Atlantic, just because that's what I eat more of. So, yeah. That's what's up, Kurt. You said beer. Boom. Grumpus, he says, hey, Dashing everybody. What's up? FCB says salmon's where it's at. Yeah, buddy, I agree. Both hot and cold smoke, FCB. All right, that's what's up. Haven't forgotten about the pepper you talked about. Just never remember at the right time. All right, well, Victor, I might have to hook you up. I think I have your address. I'm pretty sure I do. I have some. So, Marcus, would you mind if I sent Victor some of the pepper? Marcus sent me a bunch of pepper, and I know I'm not going to use it all. So, and it's in a vacuum sealed bag. I will gladly put some in the mail to you. Marcus, just give me the nod, and I'll get it out hopefully by the end of the week. All right, Bumpy says it's in the catfish family. Great fry. Yeah, Bumpy, we had it. I fried some, and then I put some in I like to do with seafood, lemon pepper, butter. Man, I put it in a little like a little tent or a pouch envelope type deal in the oven, and man, oh man, it's so buttery and delicious. Yeah. Curing salmon lately for bagel and lox, so it's pretty good actually. Yeah, Alton, I saw. It's so funny when I saw her doing the salmon. I was like, wait a minute, Alton don't dig salmon like that. Mm-hmm. It's okay, Alton. You could have just said, you didn't like it when I cooked it. It's all right. Da, 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 da. FCB. Oh, how am I? I'm good. All right, Marcus. Marcus, just send it. Perfect. Victor, I will be putting some pepper in the mail for you. Because we have to take care of each other, and that was the thing. I know Victor said you were going to look into ordering some. Since you haven't, I'll make it happen. We are going to. I'm going to write myself a note right now. Actually, I'm not even going to write a note. I'm going to pull the pepper out. Because if I see it, coarse ground black pepper. It's sitting out on my table. I'll get it in the mail. Like I said, Victor, I just got to double check, make sure I have your address, but I'm pretty sure I do. I think you've ordered something in the past, and I'll get it out to you. Farm raised, man. So, Victor, there are lots of the Atlantic that is not necessarily, I won't say not necessarily farm raised, but there is some that is not farm raised. And one of the last ones that I bought was not farm raised. And I don't know. I won't say I can't tell the difference, but maybe if I had a few different pieces of like a few different fillets that were like back to back, maybe I could see or tell the difference. But I mean, for what we're doing, it's fine. I'm not, I'm not no real gourmet cooking here. Kind of not really doing too many fried foods actually. Good clean seafood, grilled to me is just damn good. Agreed. You know what, Alton? I am guilty of frying a lot of things because I'm trying to do quicker meals. I don't necessarily have the time to cook as much as some of you guys do. When I get home in the afternoons and I have to make dinner and I get home at 3 o'clock after being up since 4 o'clock in the morning, I do not want to spend 3 or 4 hours trying to cook something in the afternoon when I'm trying to have dinner done by like 6 o'clock ish. So I will take the easier route, the quicker route, and help the kids with homework, get something prepared pretty quickly, go and run any errands I have to do in the afternoon, be it run to the post office, go to the market, just a plethora of things that I have to do or I do in the afternoons prior to trying to make dinner. Then I'm usually starting dinner at 4:30, 5 o'clock sometimes. And like I said, I want to try and have dinner done by about 6-ish, so that, my kids aren't eating at 8 or 9 o'clock at night. So, yeah, Kirk, I'll definitely clean my own fish. I don't have a problem cleaning fish at all, man. That's nothing. That's what's up. No problem, Victor. Yeah, Alton, I'll keep that in mind. No. Alton, I'm not saying 3 or 4 hours for grilled fish. I'm just saying 3 or 4 hours for certain meal. Like, I prefer to fry it because I'm in the house with my kids and I can help them with homework and other things like that. So that's why I fry. I fry more things than grill some things. Plus, the weather isn't always cooperating here for me. You guys have way better weather than I do, and you cook outside more than I do. Now, I cook outside 2 to 3 times a week, but I can't cook outside every single day. I just can't. It's just not gonna work. Victor says Atlantic salmon are more mild flavored, so it is still head. The 5 different Pacific species have slightly different flavor profiles. All right. Well, line them up, man. I would not to say I would love to try them all, but gotta try them all at some point, right? Hey, look. While I'm thinking about it, we are 45 minutes in. Holy cow! Arctic char. Y'all, nah, man. The closest I've come to the Arctic, I guess, was when I was in New Hampshire. That's about as far north as I've gone. I don't even think I went up to Maine. I know I was in New Hampshire. So yeah, I think that's the furthest north I've been. Yeah, that's close to Arctic I've been. You cook outside 3 or 4 times a week. You cook out there off of me. Yeah. But I'm not always cooking. I'm also not always cooking dinner outside. So taste lesson number 1 is cooking in the kitchen more often. and he's using a stove, and he makes a mess on the stove, and I'm like, I'm not going behind him as a principal. I'm not going behind him and cleaning up. So I will cook out on the little griddle, and I'll make myself breakfast or something like that. Um, yeah. So I'm I still cook outside a decent amount. I just don't always. I don't always feel like cooking dinner outside. Sometimes I just want to cook inside the house where it's faster and easier. I have it here in the grocery store. That's what's up, Marcus. Sounds like a Cracker Barrel trip this season. Bring cooler ice. Probably want to bring Vanna. Get you some fish. Well, damn, Kurt. We can definitely talk, man. Sunday morning, linking up. I don't mind. I will travel for some fish for sure. My wife really likes. I knew what you were talking about, Kurt. My wife really likes fish. And I started saying this earlier. There are times when we go pescatarian and we eat, nothing but seafood. No, no red meat, no chicken, no pork, no beef, no nothing but seafood. So when we do the pescatarian stuff, we kind of do pescatarian slash vegetarian, and because it's just it's easier to you know, slide between the two. Alton, Alton says he thinks Cracker Barrel is horrible. It's just good. I mean, it's basic breakfast food. It's nothing. It's nothing to do backflips about, right? It's nothing to be like, oh my god, this is a destination type thing. But it's like honest home cooked, seems like from scratch type meals. I mean, I know that my friends and I have a tradition. When we go down to Ocean City for that big car event that we go down to Ocean City for, we stop and eat breakfast at the Cracker Barrel. We meet at the Cracker Barrel and we have breakfast, and it's a great way to start our weekend, and it's just one of those places. Yeah, and then also with Kirk, he says it's our halfway meet spot. So it's when I meet up with Kirk, and that is going to be my meet spot with him. So whenever he has something for me or vice versa, yo, I'll meet you at the Cracker Barrel Sunday morning. Perfect. Um, da-da-da-da. So Victor, I'm sorry I missed this one. This is actually the pink salmon run this year, and they are light flavors. So maybe we can do something with that. All right. There's a few things at Cracker Barrel that I like. Victor says, yeah, and I mean, so if there were so there's a spot in Baltimore. It's called Blue Moon Cafe. Blue Moon Cafe has this Captain Crunch French toast. And it's one of those things where you can't get that anywhere else, all right? Unless people have copied her, and you can't get it anywhere else. So you go there specifically, and well, like every time we go, I order Captain Crunch French toast, and I've ordered the Captain Crunch French toast. I got it for Mother's Day for my wife. I got a huge platter of it for my wife, and then again for her birthday, I ordered a huge platter of it, and we go and get it, bring it. I can bring it back home, and all of us, man, we destroy it. That to me is something that you write and you proclaim from the mountaintops how good it is, right? Cracker Barrel is just like, it's like this. You go in a Cracker Barrel knowing what you're going to get in this basic food, but it's basic breakfast and basic home cooked meals done properly. I mean, it's just basic, and there's nothing wrong with that. I feel my kids, comment the other day, and they can't hardly remember the last time they ate fast food. Shoot, out and out. Look, my kids don't necessarily eat fast food very often. Between like the one fast food that we do is Chick-fil-A. We do Chick-fil-A because of all of the fast food places, Chick-fil-A is better than most. Now, as far as eating out, I will do, like tonight I did pizza from a local pizza place. I'll do pizza, there's a couple different pizza places, and we will do, or we did more sit down restaurants than we did fast food. But now that we can't go to sit down restaurants, we're doing way more cooking at home. But we're just buying some of the easier for them to cook meals and easier for them to prepare things so that we aren't necessarily cooking 100% of the time. Because it's like, yo, you're 15, you're 13, and you're 9. You guys can cook some things too. Read the instructions and do what it says on the box. So my wife and I don't necessarily. My wife has been doing intermittent fasting for a year and a half, almost 2 years now, and she does not. She's to the point now where she's almost eating just like straight one meal a day. So I focus on sometimes making lunch more for her, and I'm like, all right, yo, I cooked already today. I'm not cooking again. So if they want something else, they might have to eat, or something to supplement with what I cook. They might have to eat. Kirk says, whenever we head to Baltimore, it's always Cracker Barrel, chicken and dumplings, broccoli, taters, extra gravy, and raspberry tea. Booyah! On the way there, or on the way back, Kurt, because that means like having to get off of 50 and turn around and get to the other side. I would like it. It's one of those deals. I hate having to turn around and like drive extra. I'm like, I want to go here because it's on the way on where I'm going. I don't want to have to turn around and get off the exit and like loop around and do what? Nah, man, nah. So, yeah. Anyway, so what else? What else are you guys cooking as far as seafood, barbecue related seafood things? Huh. So, Alton, when you go to Cracker Barrel, what do you get? Because that could be part of your problem too. Maybe you just haven't found the right thing where you're like, okay, now I kind of understand what the hype is all about. Because when I go, I get straight pancakes, eggs, and sausage, like turkey sausage, of course, and maybe some toast, possibly some hash browns. But that's what I want when I go to Cracker Barrel. Like my wife, we went to Cracker Barrel one time and she got some fried chicken and she was like, it's actually not too bad. And she really likes meatloaf, and I believe she went to Cracker Barrel and got meatloaf one time or another. And she was like, it's meatloaf, and it's good meatloaf. You know why it's good meatloaf? Because it's basic meatloaf. There's certain things that maybe you're expecting too much. I don't know. Anyway, what else you guys have going on? I actually have a couple catering things lined up coming up soon. February is starting off. I have some food to cook. One of you guys, one of the subscribers, the guy who is Mr. Richard. He lives on the other side of town, basically. And when I say other side of town, not on the other side of Baltimore, on the other side of Catonsville. So I'm on one side of Catonsville, and he lives on the other side of Catonsville. I live just inside of the city, right by Catonsville, and he lives on the other side of Catonsville. And he hit me up, and he's like, "Oh, I need a place to order." All right, sure, go ahead. So I'm looking at his order. I wrote it down. Looking at his order, so he wants something for Super Bowl Sunday. I'm like, sure, I can cook that for you. And then I have a girl who I haven't cooked for in a while. She hit me up. She's like, I don't know if you remember me. I do. I do. I won't say unfortunately, but I said, I do. I remember you. She's like, all right, well, I need to get, X, Y, and Z. I'm like, okay, no problem. So she wants to get her husband some brisket because she told me she hasn't found anybody that can cook brisket like I do. And she wants to do that for her husband for Valentine's Day. So I was like, sure, no problem. She also wants some ribs, which was like odd. She was like, I want brisket and ribs. Okay, sure. Not a problem. Oh, yeah. Is this thing still on? Is anybody still here? Hey, is there anybody here on the live stream that has never commented. Can I get you to comment and say hi so I can say hi to you? I would love to say hi to you and meet new folks in the chat. Definitely would love to do that. Anybody out there who I've never said hi to before? You know, long time listener, first time caller, one of those type deals. Long time watcher, first time commenter. Come on. Don't be shy. Don't be bashful. I'm not going to bite. I might have to go get... Oh, crap. Test test number one, put the pizzas away. I might have to go and get one, microwave it now. Yeah. Hey, Jimmy, you still there? I'm almost finished my vodka and pink Kool-Aid, Jamie. I know Jamie was talking. Jamie, you still there? You still there? I was talking to Jamie earlier because I got sent some promotional things for. She wanted me to try a webcam, and I'm looking at the box of UPS knocked on the door. I'm like, what did I order now? What did my wife order now? So I go to the door and there's 2 small boxes, and I was like, okay, all right. Well, the one box had my stuff from Vistaprint. So I'm like, yeah. Now, actually, I'm kind of bummed because they sent me the magnets, the refrigerator stuff, but they didn't send me any envelopes. Like, what the hell? It's supposed to come maybe once you order over a certain amount, they send you envelopes too. Like, come on. For real? Holy cow. It's like a flood of comments just came in. What the heck, man? It looked like the comments were like paused for a second or something. Alan says, man, pizza just makes me mad and feel robbed. Like, literally, I feel like, why am I eating this BS instead of real food like a steak? Because you don't always have to have steak, man. I don't know. I don't get that one. I mean, pizza is good, dude. Smoked snow crab legs, banging. All right. I really think yeah, we get barbecue place just because I support. That's what's up, Alton. See, but you gotta remember too. I think that's geography, because where we only have fast food places up here and there's no barbecue spots, you guys have barbecue spots, and just like you said, you would go to a barbecue spot to support versus going to a fast food spot. Dude, I have been to Cracker Barrel in 20 years. We talk about good sauces, grilled seafood. No, we didn't talk about sauces. Jim's review. Oh man, how you doing, man? Jim's reviews. It's been quite a while since I've seen you in the comments. Corned beef hash or country fried steak, white gravy. All right. I think I've had the country fried steak. I don't know. I'm real finicky about the country fried steak and the corned beef hash. It's not, bro. I'm just not a Cracker Barrel fan. I'll leave the gene again. I really don't eat a lot of fried foods. Well, nothing wrong with that. My favorite Cracker Barrel is only served Wednesdays. It's a chicken dish. It's so good. I expecting too much. Said if it's basic, as you say, why would I pay somebody for that? That's my thought. I can do it at home. Only breakfast time I really buy is Harvest Grain pancakes. But see, and to me, there are times when you just don't want to cook, and I will go and pay for that convenience to not have to cook. I mean, maybe it's just me, but I can literally wake up and be like, let's get out of the house. Let's go someplace. Let's not mess up my kitchen. Let's not have to worry about doing the cleanup and any and everything involved. I'll spend $10 and buy pancakes. It's not that big of a deal to me. And sometimes basic is good. You know, you don't need over the top stuff. Again, it's just me. This is the cancel retirement job. Hot water heater went up today. Equals Friday morning. Damn. Sorry to hear that, Bumpy. Look, man, you keep talking about those harvest green pancakes. You got them, bro. That's not in my wheelhouse. Give me some old regular pancakes. You know, harvest green. You can have it. And I make plenty of pancakes here at my house as well. So like, I made some pancakes over the weekend, and I won't say some pancakes because like, if I'm gonna make a pancake, I will make a pancake the I think it's probably like a 9 or a 10-inch skillet. I'll make a skillet sized pancake just so I'm not, doing a whole bunch of little teeny pancakes. I'm making a single huge pancake and I'm cutting it up into small pieces and I'm enjoying the heck out of it. Here's how it goes with them bird food pancakes again. Who paid for that? Kirk said it, not me, but I agree with him. Just working and no time for anything else right now. Yeah, I know. It's probably the location thing. Here we do more for breakfast tacos, so I go for real deal Holyfield and Valentina's or make it at home. Yeah. Hey Jamie, there she is. I don't know what happened. It's like my comments are stuck. Still can't believe you eat the crust of pizza. Why? What is wrong? What is wrong with the crust of pizza? What's wrong with the? What is wrong with the crust of pizza? Hearty versus tasting good. I mean, some people like oatmeal. Where do you get your meat for catering? So, blind man, it depends on what I am doing, but for the most part, Restaurant Depot, Sam's, and Costco. And I will say typically probably 50%, 60% of everything that I get is going to come from the Restaurant Depot and then from Sam's. I have bought meat from Costco from time to time when I just have been in Costco. Like I've bought my turkeys a time, like the turkeys for Thanksgiving, not this past year, but the year before I bought them all from Costco because I happened to be in a Costco and I was like, you know what? No better time to get them in right now. Victor says chat. Nope, me never a word. Maybe a few. Alex says it's still like a good breakfast biscuit at McDonald's every blue moon. The only thing I'll ever eat at McDonald's too. I can count on one times how many times I've had McDonald's in the past year. So it's just one of those things. Maceo, he says, hey yo, happy new year. What's going on? We got JG up in the house. What's going on? Yes, it's a Mario. What's up? FCB, Big Reggie Reg. Yo, like, did y'all all get on the same bus and just like come in here all together or what? Rick, hello, 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 hello. How you doing this evening? Jimmy's still here. That's what's up. French toast. All right. I dig French toast, and again, it's one of those things where I can go out and I'll get like different variations of French toast. So my wife and I, on Monday, I had to go. So on Friday, I left work early, but I had to leave my IRS work laptop on connected to the network at work so it could send out an email at a designated time, right? And I'm like, all right, well, if I leave it there, I got to go back and get it before I have to go back to work on Tuesday. So I'm like, all right, well, I left it on Friday. Sometimes during the weekend, I'll have an excuse to drive near my job, and I'm like, all right, well, if I'm halfway there, I'm just gonna keep going. So on Monday morning, I got up and I said, all right, hey, I was like, baby, I gotta go to pass the job, pick up my laptop. I'm like, let's go to the Costco in DC. Go check out the liquor down there, so she could see. And she's like, all right, cool, let's go. Cool. So we go to my job, get my laptop, and after we go to Costco and we're on our way home, she's like, hey, why don't we get something to eat while we're out? And I'm like, perfect. So more in Maryland, a lot of the restrictions, obviously COVID related. A lot of places you cannot dine in; it's takeout only. So I'm like, all right, well that presents a odd problem. You know, we don't necessarily like. We were in my car, so I'm like, one, I don't want her eating in my car. Like I don't even eat in my car. So we went to this like it was a soul food spot, and I had shrimp and pasta, and she had shrimp and grits, and then we shared a French toast, and it was a rum chata French toast. So this is more along those lines of things that I can do for breakfast, or things that are done for breakfast that I can't necessarily do at home. So this rum chata French toast, it was on a thick challah bread, or seemed like it was a thick challah bread, and it was delicious. And you know, some fruit on top of it, boom, 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 some whipped cream, some powdered sugar. Now, can I do that at home? Yes. Do I want to do that at home? No. So I went and paid the 10. It was not even $10 for that French toast. So, and my wife and I got to get out of the house, and we sat in this like single person, well not single person, but like single table dome tent type thing. It was rather dope, even though we were sitting outside. So one of the things about the restrictions in Maryland, again, COVID restrictions, is you can sit in some place as long as you're dining outside. And you know, if people have, or places have, these outdoor tents and stuff like that set up, you can eat outside as long as you know there's like 50% capacity, and you know, there's a whole bunch of rules and regulations associated with it. But we were able to go out, and like since we've been kind of cooped up in the house with the kids, it's like good for us to be able to get out sometimes too. William says you're the best. Love your channel. Looking forward to some future cooks. Thank you, William. I appreciate that. Tasting is subjective and not open for discussion. Calling it bird food is incorrect. Though it's more hearty and it will be full of nuts. What's the point? Huh? Love Restaurant Depot. Had a great store in California called Smart and Final. Miss it all. Yeah. Patrons is a diner in Mystic, Connecticut. What's up, Johnny? Yo, out in the look. Y'all don't eat my car. Don't eat. My kids know. No, we in Daddy's car. Oh, can we take Mommy's car so we can get something to eat? Can we take that Mommy's car so we can eat our snacks on the way? Every now and again, if we take a long trip somewhere, do I allow them to eat my car? But for the most part, nope, 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 nope. Johnny, how you doing? Victor says for French toast, we have a local pancake house that does an eggnog French toast. Oh, so good. They only do it in December. Damn. Bumby says anything with syrup was not good. Come on, bro. Well, see, you know, to be completely honest, when I make pancakes, I typically don't use a whole bunch of syrup. I use more butter and chocolate chips than I do syrup. So, yeah, that's just me though. Oh, dang on. Alton says a fireworks show over DC right now is crazy. I wish I was able to watch it. Never been to Restaurant Depot. I do Sam's and Costco. Well, I mean, the only difference between Restaurant Depot is it's like Sam's and or Costco to the next level. Where is the moonshine? It is right here. I'm actually saving it for a special occasion. It is it's special. I actually I need to put it in the freezer next to the highest octane stuff. Yeah. Alton says, man, one of my daughters worked 2 miles from home at a fast food place. Acts like she can't wait to get home and start eating. You know what, Alton? Though I tell you, so I used to work at a place called Rita's Water Rice, and Rita's is and folks outside of Philly is usually so very hard to describe water rice. Folks just don't get it. Like to the point where people they stopped calling it water rice and had to call it Italian ice because it's similar to like, and it's not similar to like gelato, but it's similar to like how a slushy or a Slurpee would be or is, but it's not as airy and it's thicker. So that being said, I used to work at the water ice stand, right? Well, it wasn't even a stand, but anyway, a water ice spot. And Rita's is a staple in Philly. Like Rita's originated just outside of Philadelphia, and like anybody you say anything about Rita's, everybody can tell you where the closest Rita's is to where you are, like in Philly. Like, yeah, a staple. That being said, we used to go and get Rita's once, maybe twice a week. Okay, as a kid. When I got old enough, as a side part-time job, I started working at Rita's, and I'm like, oh man, this is great. I love Rita's so much because I can get, I would we would make quarts, like make mistakes, so I could take some home. Dude, there was one point where I probably had 6 or 8 quarts of water ice in the freezer, and I wouldn't touch it. Like I wouldn't touch it. It just became to the point where it was I would see it all day. I was touching it all day, going day, and mind you, I was only working there part time, and it was just like, yo, oh, no, I don't want to read this. So sometimes you just get too close to it. I mean, I know now. I thank goodness I'm not cooking as often, but I mean, there were times when I'm like, oh, I made brisket. I don't even bite it. I made beef ribs. Okay, I don't even try it. Oh, I made chicken. I'm not eating it. So I'm not cooking for me. Time restaurant deep. I can almost see the bottom of the big freezer. That's what's up. Uh, well, Johnny, why you say you're not special? You too, Rick. Urban Culture Kitchen. Hello. This Costco Business Center. Heard they carry better meats. No, I've never even heard of a Costco Business Center. Only people watching. It's the National Guard. DC in lockdown. Bunch of out techs had to drive around. Oh, our techs had to drive around to Virginia. No one in, no one out. Great, yeah, crazy. An understatement. Kind of ice my bougie ice. You can't see his little far. There you go. You can see. So you know what, Alton? I will tell you. He says, by the way, Dash, that ice making machine you put us on too. He says, man, I'm a hero up in there, dude. You got to clean it out thoroughly. So I just cleaned mine out. Was it Monday, Tuesday? I don't know. I cleaned it out. So every now and again, you need to run some like dish detergent through that thing because it developed a film, and I was like, this I don't want to see that. So I think I'm gonna get on a cleaning regimen, like a once a month type cleaning, just to make sure, because the kids' little grubby hands touching the scooper and putting ice in, and obviously you got to take the little thing off the bottom to fill it back up. Now, one of the things I'll tell you, I use only filtered water in the ice machine. So we have a little Costco water filter, and I fill it up every morning. And because I don't like the tank. I don't like the tank getting past like half full. Because if I don't feel like filling it up, then it'll run for like another day. But if I fill it up every morning, then I can go 2 days without having to fill it up. But man, it just looks so pretty when it's full of water. So JG says we have a Rita's in SoCal. That's what's up. Kirk says Baltimore got these snow crab stands everywhere. Get your snow cone. Yeah, but see, snow cones and shaved ice is another completely different animal. It's not water ice. It's not water ice. It's a Philly thing. My boy has an Italian ice business here in Texas. That's what's up. Yes, indeed, Urban Culture Kitchen. Be it that I'm from Philadelphia, it is definitely a Philly thing. Sean says I tend to cook way more than I eat. My girlfriend doesn't understand why I make so much food, but I guess I just enjoy cooking. Definitely, Sean. Definitely. You know, and a lot of times, and I know I am guilty of this. Like after I cook, I don't want to cook for myself. Like not at all. I don't want to cook for myself. Bought ice machine. My kids take ice home. Jimmy, that's hilarious. KC. All right, KC. All right, that's what's up. I appreciate that. You're saving the moonshine for a special occasion. I sure am. No, Bumpy, Rita's isn't everywhere. Like, if you think Rita's is everywhere in Baltimore, you need to go to Philly because Rita's is really everywhere in Philly. Now, there are probably as many, if not more, sweet frogs in the area than there are Rita's. And, yeah, run some vinegar through it. Well, dude, like I said, Alton, I just cleaned it out. Like, a little bit of soapy water, ran it through the clean cycle. There's an ice making cycle and a clean cycle. Ran it through the clean cycle and then rinsed everything out. Took some, soap and a paper towel, nothing abrasive or anything like that. Kind of scrubbed everything in and around that the basin down at the bottom and scrubbed around in the basin where the water container that tank sits in, and boom, good to go. So, but I figure, and I mean, I've had it for I had it since Prime Day, so it's been 4 months, maybe 5 months, and I haven't thoroughly cleaned it out since. Like if I saw a speck or something in the bottom of the tank or in the bottom of the like trough thing, I'll like scoop it out. But other than that, I haven't like run it through a clean cycle. So I was like, all right, maybe it's something I'll have to do every 6 months. So we'll kind of see. But I'm gonna preemptively do it. Kirk says, okay. I'm game. Water ice. Do tell. Yes, it's water ice, Kirk. Water ice. What's the original cheese for Philly? So it's just a cheesesteak, man. Um, so to me, KC, I grew up eating a cheesesteak from a spot called Pagano's, and the cheesesteak they offered a cheesesteak that was all three American provolone and whiz. So to me, the quintessential cheesesteak cheese is American provolone and cheese whiz. But that's just me. Like um, I was in Philly first week of December, excuse me, first week of January for my grandmother's funeral, and my son, taste tester number one, and I went up there for the memorial, and we stopped at Delisandro's on the way back, and I ordered them all American cheesesteaks, and I ordered myself a triple cheese. That's just how I want it. Kirk says, "What's the difference from shaved ice?" So, what's the difference between shaved ice and a Slurpee? It's foamy. It's aerated. Same thing with water ice. It's aerated. If you like shaved ice, is just that. It's ice that's like scraped, and it's shavings. It's ice shavings. So when you pour the syrup directly over top of the ice, it melts the ice and it like melts the crystals, and some of the bigger crystals kind of I don't know how to explain it, but water ice, the flavor and the syrup is all mixed in, and it's just different. It's different. All right, Casey, I know I liked you, man. Maceo says, "What's up with the spring porgy trip, dude?" Um, so my father-in-law and I actually we talked the other day about the trip because I actually want to take my boys. I want to take them up to Cape Cod and go fishing. And the reason I want to take them up there is because I know we're guaranteed to catch fish. And the last couple other trips that we've taken have been unfruitful. Dingle says, "Yo, hey." Steven says, "Dash, hey yo, good evening, all. How you doing this evening, sir?" Yo, Steven made this cheese dip earlier. Man, Steven gets to do all the cutting and chopping and mixing, and Jacqueline does the narration. Oh man, we got We got teamwork going on down there in Trinidad and Tobago. Huh. Nicholas says I missed the name of the spot. Where's the secret fishing spot? There's no secret. Man, you go up to Cape Cod, get on the Helen H. Oh, so now I'm getting hot. The vodka is working. Ooh. I was cold earlier. And the heat's on. The heat is on. Yeah, so Cape Cod, there is a charter. It's called the Helen H, and they run charters off of Hyannis, and the Helen H leaves out twice a day. And I can't remember what the captain's name is. I think his name is Ron, but the first mate. Oh man, why am I? Oh, his name is Matt. So Matt, it's one of those things where you see the same people over and over and over. So I see Matt. But what's funny is, so up on Cape Cod, I can't remember the name of because there's like little teeny like towns and cities in Cape Cod, and we go into this one spot and it's like a fisherman's, fish, like they have still tackle and other stuff like that. So I go into the spot and the guy is looking at my shirt. Now this is a couple years ago. He's looking at my shirt and he's like, barbecue. You do barbecue? What you know about barbecue? And I'm like, I do, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, well, I said, you're actually in luck. I brought some food with me for my father-in-law and his friend, and some of his friends. I said, hey, I'll give you a little bit. Man, he tasted it. He was like, listen, when y'all gonna be up here next? Because I need more of this. And I'm like, we only come up here once a year. He's like, great. He's like, when you come up here next year, he's like, I'm placing an order. I'm like, all right, well, what do you want? He's like, I want a little bit of everything. So he's like, all right, no problem. So I brought him some brisket, some pulled pork. So the next year, and this is probably 2 years ago, 3 years ago, brought him some food. It's like, all right, cool. So come to find out, the first deckhand, the first mate, Matt, his girlfriend works in the store that we went and got the tackle from. So it's like, we get to talking, and he was like, wait a minute. He was like, you're the guy that took Jen the food? I was like, wait, Jen works at that place, the tackle shop? He's like, yeah. What? Oh, buddy. The jokes about her loving my meat. You know how folks get on a boat when they, talking smack, been drinking and you're fishing and you're just, oh boy, it was on. We had a good old time just poking the bear, ribbing Matt about the fact that his girl really liked my meat. So, oh, Steven says, dang, the difference in time got me jet lagged. Oh man, yes. Well, it's almost over, man. Spring will turn the clocks back. Secret. It's out there on the water, yeah. Hey, Bumpy, be easy, man. Thank you for hanging out with us. Definitely appreciate you hanging. And good luck, man. Good luck. Definitely tough break about the water heater. Man, I'd have found a way to still get it done. I'd have heated some daggone water somewhere else. Good night. I need some sugar to wake up. Right. Oh. Man, oh man. But yeah, we go fishing off of Cape Cod, and it's like I said, it's a head boat. So now the person that organizes the trip, he has X number of people that are going on the boat. So we pretty much buy half of the boat, and we all go up there and we all go fishing together, and it's just it's a good time. It's a good good fellowship. Now that I've been going fishing with these dudes for it's almost 10 years. I feel like I've been going fishing with these dudes, these cats, and it's a good time. JG says, so what kind of ice machine were you guys talking about? This is the ice machine here. It is a GE Opal ice machine, and it makes the crushed ice. And my sister-in-law, when she came to the house, she called it bougie ice. It is the like hotel ice or hospital ice, people say. But this ice maker, it's the bee's knees. So this is the water container, and the whole thing is there's a hose in the back. You fill this up, and then it feeds the ice machine. And so because I just shook the ice and leveled it out, the one thing that I don't like. Crap. Okay. The one thing that I don't like is the ice, it drops in one spot in the back. So if you're not careful, the ice kind of loads up towards the back of the machine. So you kind of have to shake it every now and again and level the ice out. But if you're consuming the ice as fast as it's making the ice, there's not a problem with that. But so JG, the whole thing is, oh yeah, let me put the link below. Wow. You're absolutely right. Jimmy said, put the link down there. So it's a GE Opal Nugget ice maker. Give me a second, and I will put it here. Let's try this again. Here we go. All right, there is the link. So the Marcus, you of all people, you need one of those. Like, hold on, I'm gonna post it again. Jamie, buy this for Marcus. So, let me just tell you, the ice maker is $550. It's worth it. Worth it. So the whole reason why I started looking into this ice maker is the ice maker on my refrigerator was acting up. And I was getting sick of the ice maker, and I was like, you know what? I need a countertop ice maker. So I started looking into them. And I'm like, well, I don't want none of these bouillon, like the basic ones that are just, I'm like, nah. Like a lot of the ice makers, the countertop ones, you have to physically take water, pour it into it, it'll make ice, and that's it. I'm like, nah, I don't want that. So when I found that one, I've been watching that one for probably a year, looking at it for at least a year. On Prime Day, it went on sale. It was like $80 off. And I was like, now's the time. And I'm like, I even hemmed and hawed about it that day. And I was like, you know what? Treat yourself. So I bought an ice maker. Yo, it's great. Marcus is funny. No, Jamie, nah. You need it for the trailer. You need one for your house and one for the trailer. You know, you might have some folks that want some iced mimosas or something. Yeah. JG says he just saw that as steep. Dude, it's worth it. Worth every bit. You know how sometimes you say, now I know why this thing is $500? It's worth it. The two other guys, there's Alton and Jimmy, who have them. Just like Jimmy said his kids come to his house and take ice home with them. The ice is that good. I'm telling you. Victory does not, unfortunately. But to me, I don't think but to be honest, I won't say I don't think it matters. Like once you start using it, you're like, it is great. It is great, and if you combine it with a decent insulated cup, I fill up the ice that's in my cup now has been in my cup all day long. Now I did top it off this afternoon or this evening right before I put the hot vodka and the hot Kool-Aid in it. And again, the pink Kool-Aid, Jamie. But I will fill up my cup of ice in the morning, and I will use. I have a half-gallon container. I'll put water in, and I'll pour water over my ice all day long. Drink my ice and water all day long, and then by the time I get home, I'll need to put more ice in the cup. But like I said, a good insulated cup, and and uh, and the ice, and you're set. Like seriously. Marcus says I'm getting an ice maker. Yeah. Jamie says I have a $500 cappuccino maker. We are not $1,000 beverage people. Well, Jamie, if you have a $500 cappuccino maker, he needs a $500 ice maker. Just saying. Is it quit? Oh, quiet. It's pretty quiet. So Johnny here. That's the extent of the noise, Johnny. And when you first turn it on, it seems and sounds a lot louder. And this is on the compressor fan side, so you can hear a little bit more of the fan noise than you can over here, or at least I can. Hopefully, you can hear it, and I'll get closer for you. But Johnny, I tell you, when you first plug it in and it first starts up, it sounds a lot louder than when you have it going for a little while. I posted a link again just for everybody. Jamie, somehow I can imagine no matter how many fingers you're holding up, there is only one that that I'm worried about. So, but Johnny, to answer your question, it like on startup, and when you first start it and when you first put it in the house, you'll notice the sound, but after a while, just like with a refrigerator running, it like you forget about it. You don't think about it. You don't hear it as much anymore, as pronounced. So I tell you, when we first got it, it was like, dang, that thing is loud. But once it became background noise and we kind of like tuned it out, you can definitely hear when it stops, and it's like, oh, like if you, Johnny, I think you work around or in computers or around computers where you might have air handlers, and when one of the air handlers turns off, and you're like so used to hearing the air handler being on, so when it's off, it's like an eerie, odd silence. That's how it is when this thing is off, and it does like when I come downstairs in the morning because it's full now, and I used to turn it off and turn it back on or have it set to a schedule. But I found that the best way to let it run is to just let it run. And it'll shut itself off when it's full. And then what will happen is once the ice melts down about halfway, it'll kick back on a cycle again. But what happens is at this point, I will leave it be. I'll go to bed. When I'm up down here at 5 o'clock in the morning, it's kind of melted down about three quarters, almost halfway, and I'll break the ice up, and then just it'll start the cycle for that day, and I'll take a good deal, probably three quarters or so of the ice that's in there, which is half of that bucket, and I'll fill it up in my cup and take it with me, and or put some in another container and take it with me to work if I'm going to work that day, versus being sitting at home. Didn't even hear the ice drop, but don't know what's running most of the time. Yeah. Rumble says, no, sir, way too much trouble. Damn. All right. Victor, thank you so very much. Yeah, Victor, you and I, we need to talk. Um, just some worldly stuff. I know you will. We kind of hit each other up and talk about. So tomorrow or the next day, whenever you have a moment, just shoot me a text. Thank you for the notification earlier telling me that the live stream kind of died. Oh, JG, he said just order one in December. A different ice maker, I guess. An inferior ice maker. Thanks, Victor, for hanging out. Where, Maceo? Oh, JG just ordered the the Lone Star. I thought he ordered the ice maker. Oh, darn. Maceo, man. When and where? Because I still been kind of trying to limit my exposure. Mm-mm. Hey, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Also, check out the ice maker we've been talking about because it is the bee's knees. It is dope. It's so cool. Definitely really like the ice maker. Like it's one of those. And when I bought it, I'm like, it is the most opulent thing I have bought myself in a very very long time. Mm. Mm-mm. Maceo, tell me more about the trip you want to do, because I need to catch some fish. We need some fish in my house. I haven't had any fish in the house in a year. I think I have one or two sea bass left. It's the Hawaiian shirts that hold him down, JG. It's not him being short. It's the Hawaiian shirts. They don't allow him to be able to raise his arms up in order to throw the cover over top of the Lone Star Grill. Don't let him tell you anything else. All right, guys. So we are an hour and a half in. What do you guys have going on? What y'all want to talk about? I finished my Mike and Ike's. Grumble says it ain't easy being me. All right, Kermit. It ain't easy being green. What's up, Kent? How you doing this evening? Thank you for popping in and hanging out. Can't you always do live streams and stuff on a weekend? I'm never on YouTube on a weekend. It's family time. It's family time for me. Joe Sway says, howdy. What's up, Thyron? He doesn't say hello. He says brisket. Hello. This is why we're on the topic of buying stuff, looking at getting a smoker in the spring. Anybody recommend any good brands that I should check out? What are you trying to get, Blind Man Cooking? Are you trying to get like an offset, something vertical, a pellet grill? What are you trying to do? Kirk says, we can always talk about how awesome I am. Excuse me. Yeah, sure. Sure thing, Kirk. Yeah, you go ahead on and you start. We'll catch up. You go ahead on. Remember in old school when they told Frank's like, we're going to streaking. And they're like, all right, Frank, yeah. Go ahead on. We'll catch up. And then the wives called him out and he's like, Frank, what are you doing? He's like, we're going streaking. He's like, who's we? He's like, Yeah, Kurt, you go ahead on. uh-huh. Josue says, "Don't go pellet smoker unless you add a coal smoker to it." I'm telling you, man. People crap on the pellets, but it's not that bad, man. I made some St. Louis spares on the pellet yesterday, and they were phenomenal from what my wife and kids said. Like phenomenal, and they had great smoke flavor. And I didn't do anything crazy to them. I just let them smoke for a while. You can't cook things. The thing that I found with the pellets is one, you can't run it like a a stick burner or something using charcoal and wood or even a kettle. You have to play to its suits or to its strengths. That being said, I cooked those ribs at 225 degrees for like 2.5 3 hours. Like I just let them sit out there. I let them sit out there for the first hour or so, and then I moved them around, rotated them a bit, just because you know how the air flows. And then after about the 2 hour mark, I put some. I used some pickle juice, and I put that over top of it. And then I basted it with the pickle juice, and then I had some. So my wife said we had some apples and pears or apples and peach or apples and pears I think it was, and she juiced them. And she tells me, "Oh, this is that juice from these apples and pears." And I was like, "Well, damn, I wish I'd have known that this was in the refrigerator because it's just in a jar. It's not labeled or anything. It was just in a jar." So I'm like, "All right." So then I basted it in the apples and stuff like that, and the juice at about the 3 hour mark, right before I wrapped it up. Sprayed them down with Parquet, wrapped them up. Like another hour later, now in that second, or excuse me, in that fourth hour, I turned the ribs up to 325, 350 because I wanted them to finish. I was trying to get them done by noon, and they were done, and they were great. And my wife was like, "They taste like ham," and I'm like, "Great, like a smoked ham?" She's like, "Yeah." So don't crap on pellets, man. The pellets they work. You just have to, like I said, cook to the pellet strength. Grumble says you can't go wrong with anything starting and ending with Lone Star. Maybe pellet grill for now, anyways. Well, dude, I'm telling you, I feel like pellet grills get a bad rap from people who use stick burners and charcoal grills and everything like that. And it's one of those deals where I have one, so I can say I've been using my Traeger for 2 years now, 3 years now. And I can tell you that it is convenient and it is way better than a propane grill. And you can get plenty of flavor from it. You're just not going to get the same flavor you would from a stick burner. Mike said, "How can I keep my temps up in this cold weather? I have an offset." So, Mike, unfortunately, the the thinner metal smokers, they're gonna like lose heat. You are gonna have to make a bigger fire. You're gonna have to build a bigger fire and or feed the fire, more often. This is not. Sean Bubba says oxtail is my new favorite. He says respect from Philly Uptown. That's what's up, man. I told you, I believe I told you, I grew up in Philadelphia in Uptown. So it's so funny when you grow up in a certain area and I didn't venture far from where I lived until I was old enough, like probably high school. And I vividly remember I stayed after school for something. And mind you, I went to ENS. All right, so I went to ENS and I stayed after school for something. And I was getting ready to get on the bus and go home, and I went to a little pizza spot or whatever, and there were two girls in there, and they were like, "Oh, well," they're like, "Oh, do you go to ENS?" I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah." They're like, "Oh, okay, cool. Well, you headed home?" I'm like, "Yep." I'm like, I'm getting ready, like, get something like a slice and then get on the bus and head home. They're like, oh, what bus you get on? I'm like, oh, I'm getting on the C. And they're like, the C, where are you going? I'm like, I'm going to Mount Airy. Oh, you live uptown? Uh, yeah. Oh, you got grass. I didn't really realize lots of other places in the city didn't have lawns because everywhere I went in my hood, we had lawns. So it was just one of those like light bulb epiphany moments that it was like, damn, what? Yeah, and I mean, and I will never forget when they were like, "Oh, you live uptown." Mm. And JG says, "Move the warmer weather to help with your smoker, Mike." Kirk says, "I've thrown welding blankets over the smoker to help trap the heat." Yep, I've heard that too. Joe Sway says, "My stick burner had an offset half-inch thick firebox that'll hold the heat." Yes, indeed. Sean Sean says Peyton Pernice, my brother, he went to ENS. Yeah, they always talk trash about Uptown. Yes, indeed. What year did he graduate? Because I'm sure it's probably a few years after I did. Because I don't remember anybody when I was there by the name of Peyton. If you know anything, ENS is a very very small school. So yeah, we are the very small school with a really big name because the full name of the school. Y'all ready for this? The full name of the school is the George Washington Carver High School of Engineering and Science. Yes, we called it ENS. Oh, well, hell, he's older than I am. I came out in 98, so I just missed him. So some of the folks I knew probably knew of or knew your brother. But yeah, I'm a little bit younger than he is. I was expecting him to be younger than I was. But that's what's up, Sean. Hmm. Sean, I don't know. Did I ask you what high school you went to? Mike says he can't move until he retires. Yeah. So the moving blankets and welding blankets have you can probably have or get decent results from as a temporary solution. All right. What year did you come out of King? Because again, neighborhood school. I knew plenty of folks that went to King. Like my sister-in-law went to King. Come to think of it, what year did she come out? So my wife came out in '97. My sister-in-law is 5 years older. Okay, so yeah, she came out after you did or before you did. Maybe not. Maybe she probably was in there around the same time. Her name was Sheree. Um, yeah. All right, Maceo in Massachusetts. I already got a trip on the books for Porgies. I actually got to send my father-in-law some money because he booked us for the trip, and we always go around Memorial Day. Yeah, showing us what's up, man. It's always cool to see people um, from the neighborhood, from the area. We were talking about this ice maker earlier, and it's like my favorite thing I purchased off of Amazon in quite some time. So I'm posting a link every now and again since we seen that someone always asks about the ice maker every single week now. The ice maker update. But yeah, it's pretty dope, the ice maker. But Maceo, yeah, I'm planning on the trip that I take with my father-in-law. I'm planning on taking my sons with us this year. And excuse me, we obviously wanted to take them last year, but that didn't work out. The world imploded in March, and we were scheduled to go fishing in May. So that didn't work out. Yeah, it was a sin. Uh, What's the sin, Maceo? Taking my sons fishing or the fact that we couldn't go? Mike says the bug zapper, the ice maker, ice maker. The bug zapper is fun, but the bug zapper really only, I won't say only works, but is only really good during the height of the summer when, flies are in most rampant. My kids opening up doors in and out of the house, man, and we had flies in the house. And I'm like, yo, come on, what's up with this? So the bug zapper came in handy, but the ice maker, yo, it's a whole nother level. So we can look up and make a plan. Yeah, man. Maceo, like, shoot me an email or something, man. My numbers and my information is in the like it's all over. And I think you got me on Instagram too. So if you have me on Instagram, if you have me on Instagram, then you definitely have access to my phone number. Shoot me a text message. Sean says, "Do you dry out your turkeys before you smoke them?" No, I don't. Um, I kind of think that defeats the purpose. Like I know some people, or I've seen some people will put turkeys in a refrigerator open. Excuse me, so that the skin will dry out. Hey, Mimi, how you doing this evening? So that the skin of the turkey will dry out. I don't do that. I just cook the turkeys at a higher temperature. Cooking them at a higher temperature will give you a crispier skin. Also, um, my father-in-law lives in Philadelphia, Maceo. So when I leave from Baltimore, I stop in Philly. I pick up my father-in-law, and then we drive up to Cape Cod together. Um, but the I also put butter on the turkeys. I baste the turkeys in butter at least once, maybe twice while they're cooking, and that takes care of the turkey skin. No need to do extra stuff and dry them out. Let them sit out for X number of hours and blah blah blah. No, yeah. Mimi, how is it going? How are things with you? Glad you could join us. And not to single you out, Mimi, but if anyone has not already hit that thumbs up button for me, please, could you go ahead and take a moment and take care of that? Hitting the thumbs up, it really does help my channel. It helps these videos, and it just makes me feel better about myself. Mimi says, I'm fantastic. I am fantastic as well. Things could always be worse. Sean says, homemade barbecue sauce versus store-bought. I'm going to say store-bought. And the reason I'm going to say store-bought is because I know a lot of people who have food allergies. And it's a lot easier for me to say, this is what I have. This is what I'm using. Now, I'll doctor it up a little bit, but the main ingredients are something store-bought. And or if someone requests a specific type of sauce, excuse me, who am I to turn them down? Plus, I stick to my, I stay in my lane. I do the protein cook, man. I do the cooking. The other stuff, I will. I won't say I'll spend money, but I will buy it so that it's consistent every single time. Because I've had people, it's like, oh man, I've made sauce in the past, and people try it and they're like, oh, before I try it, what kind of sauce is it like? Oh, is it like this? No. Is it like that? No. It's like nothing you've had before, nothing I can describe. And it's easier for me to say, oh, I'm using this, and it's like, oh, okay, I know that one. It just makes it a lot easier. Mimi says, did you guys discuss why ice makers are so darn expensive? No, I did not. But speaking of ice maker, we're gonna talk about the one that I bought. Sean, I'm gonna tell you now, it's nothing personal. You can send the sauce, but I'm probably not gonna get around to using it. I have lots of sauces around this house that I tried, and lots of sauces and stuff that people have sent. And like, I'll tell you, the last sauce that somebody sent me, I did not like it. and everything isn't for everybody. And I can't put my finger on what it is or what it was. And I actually have some sauce that I use. I do like it, and I haven't done any sort of review or anything on it because I just haven't. I mean, I got sent this sauce out of the blue, and it was one of those things where it's like, all right, well, this is cool. And I use it for different things every now and again. If I make some like chicken tenders, or I'll make some, something that needs like a little bit of barbecue sauce with a kick to it. And the barbecue sauce is pretty good. And, like I said, I'm not trying to offend you by not using it. I'm not trying to offend you by, accepting it. And so, I mean, I'm just telling you, take that for what it's worth. And I could get to it, I might not get to it, or I'll use it and it'll be off camera where I'll just use it for with my family and things like that. Mike says we make pineapple and bourbon barbecue sauce if you want us to send fresh. Again, Mike, same goes for you, man. Kirk gave me some of his barbecue sauce. I still have some of it left over. It's like we use barbecue sauce, but we use it sparingly. It's just one of those things, man. Sean, thank you for your understanding, man. I want to clear that up because I feel like I'm letting people down when they send me stuff, and I don't. I feel compelled to try it out and to do something to talk about it. Mimi says, how about doing a live stream called Let's Finally Try All of These Sauces? Mimi, I am looking. All right, so I'm going to show you guys. So this is where I sit. So this is over there. Like when I was doing the Ask Dash questions, I had my camera set up over there and it was pointing at me. But see these boxes here? These are boxes of stuff that people have sent in. And not for nothing, some of the stuff is actually pretty darn good. And I've consolidated stuff from time to time. But like I have a box that's got barbecue sauces in it. I have a box that has seasonings and barbecue sauces in it. The Artiest Man stuff, so the beard stuff, is in one of those boxes. The barbecue sauce that I got recently, someone just like out the blue sent me this barbecue sauce and was like, "We need help marketing it." And I'm like, "Okay." And I tried it, and I'm like, "How can I market something that I don't like?" And I'm a firm believer that says that everything isn't for everybody, and I didn't like the sauce. Maceo says use moving blanket in the code on the main cooking chamber. Yes, Maceo might be a little bit behind on the video. Maybe you're not live, Maceo. So if you click the video down on the, like if you touch your screen or if you're on your laptop or whatever, there's a little button that says live. If you click that, and if it doesn't have a red dot next to it, you're not live. Hey, Danny, how are things with you, sir? I wanted to tell you while I have you here, while you're here, I looked into that specific smoker that you talked about, and of course, there are none in my area. There are none in my area. But I did look into it. I kind of think it's one of those things where once it gets warm, yeah. Yadeen on Shelton Avenue has awesome hair and beard products, all natural. Huh, Sean, you know what I'll tell you? I've been lucky enough where Artist Man sent me a bunch of stuff. So I've been using the Artist Man stuff. And then a good friend of mine, a guy who lived down the street from me, he put out a beard oil, and I was like, all right, you know what? I'm gonna support him. I bought one of the beard oil that he has, and I've been using that recently. So I am like set for beer products for right now. Plus, majority of the time when I'm in Philly, man, oh gosh, I am up, do what I need to do, turn around, and get back home to Baltimore. And the last time I was in Philly, actually left from Baltimore at 4 o'clock in the morning, drove up to Long Island in New York, picked up 2 arcade cabinets, turned around, um, uh, I turned around, went to Philly, went to my grandmother's memorial, and then came back home to Baltimore, all in a single day. And I got home, it was like I spent a lot of time on the road that day. That's for sure. Then he says, if they come on here, I will see if I can send the address. Well, that's what's up, Danny. Yeah, feel free, man. Feel free. Um, Definitely. That is great, Danny. I appreciate it. I can't say thank you guys enough. Like you guys that have sent things to me and have done different things. It's like great. Hit me up info on the trip. That's the thing. I don't know the info. It's just the guy who runs the trip. He runs the trip, and he only has so many spots that's available. Um, so I don't know what. Yeah. She says, "Do you smoke any spices?" So aside from smoking salt every now and again, that's about it. It's far easier and cheaper to just buy any smoked seasonings that you're going to use. Just because by the time you smoke it and you buy it and then you smoke it, and it's just easier to buy something that's already smoked. I mean, like a smoked paprika. Just just buy that. No need to buy the paprika and then spend however much time smoking it just for you to put it in a bottle and then use it on something. You could buy smoked paprika for like the same price as the paprika, in my opinion. Sometimes I'm not a fan of doing extra work for no reason. Madwood, what's up, Terry? How you doing, sir? He says, "Hey, yo, Dash." Mike says, "What's my favorite rub?" So like counterclockwise or clockwise. Mike, clockwise. ACO says, "No fish in the freezer." Nah, man, we've eaten almost all of our fish, and you've seen some of the videos. I come back loaded with some fish. Usually I come back with about 100 fish, between the porgies and the sea bass, and yeah, that year break we have not eaten nearly enough porgies, um, in this past year. In 2019, I came home and I was on a kick, man. I was on a roll where we were eating fish once a week, and then we ate them. We ate like 90% of the fish, and then it's like, hold up, wait a minute. Uh, we ain't got no fish left. Oh yeah, we'll be going fishing soon. Ha ha! Little did you know, you're not going anywhere. Yeah, Mike. Nothing personal, but like I said, clockwise. That's my favorite rub. Ah man, if I'm feeling frisky, I'll use my left hand and go counterclockwise, like woo, boom, chicka, wow, wow. Oh man, no, yeah. Anyway, oh goodness. So the ice maker is actually finished. It's stuck, and not stuck, but it's full. So it's about to turn off. And if you guys remember the sound that it was making earlier, when it's about to turn off, it makes another like sound, like it sounds like it's ending a cycle, and then it just it stops and it stops, and it gets, excuse me, it gets quiet, and it's a good quiet. Yeah, like I said, so it's off, or it'll be cycling off in a second, and it'll stay that way until about 5 o'clock. So 6 hours or so, when I come downstairs next, it'll be melted about halfway. And this little box, man, there's nothing special, nothing crazy. It's just a air gap insulated box. But Marcus, you'll know about it soon. You're gonna get you need to get more than one. You got to get one for the trailer and one for the house, and put it next to Jamie's fancy coffee maker. All right. Send me some pictures when you get it. All right, Marcus. Please and thank you. Oh, also, it's a solid unit, dude. Like it's a solid. Yeah, it's heavy. It's heavy. Uh, KB says, "Hey, yo, what's up, barbecue peeps? Everybody coming in here late. Y'all want to keep talking? Y'all want to keep BSing, or are y'all ready to go to bed? Because I know I could. I've been drinking, so darn it. Thanks, Marcus. Yeah, please do. Um, I want to see the bourbon over ice. Yeah. Speaking of which, I have some Crown Apple and I have some Crown Peach. I can pour that over some ice, or this ice. I think I'm done drinking though. I think I'm gonna get some water in a second. Excuse me. Terry, how are you doing, sir? Welcome to the house party. I know, says, yeah, I've been drinking, but keep the facts coming. Well, I gotta be, I won't say, I gotta ask some good questions, and I'll try to humor you guys. Because other than that, man, I got stories for days. Y'all want to hear another story about something? I wrote a song about it. Here you go. uh, hey Marcus, you be easy, sir, and let me know. Like I said, take some pictures and send me pictures of the ice maker when you get it. KB says, did I miss any good seafood grilling ideas? Well, unfortunately, KB, in the beginning, the first hour or so, we talked about folks were talking about lots of different things that they grill and they smoke. So you might just have to go back and watch the beginning, the first hour again. It's not gonna kill you. Just kind of listen to it while you're, folding clothes or doing laundry, or if you're when you're driving. Just listen to it. Really good ideas. Lots of different types of seafood. Lots of different species of fish. Grumpus says, tell me about life. Oh boy. Grumpus, we ain't got enough time for that. We ain't got enough time for that. Nearly. And to be honest, Grumpus, don't know. This is Grumpus. He's Grumpus on Fire on YouTube. To be honest, Grumpus, you have a little bit more wisdom than I do. So if anything, or if anyone I would want to know about life from, it would be you, sir. Grumpus, thank you very much. He's this fine looking cup there. Yeah, man. It started out by me putting, my stickers on it. And then it was like, oh, Jim from Suburban Barbecue gave me a sticker while I was in Texas. And Ryan from Backline Smokers, Backline Fabrication gave me a sticker. And then this is a sticker from my man Bailey, who has a YouTube channel that's, but H2O is the thing that I go down to Ocean City, Maryland for. Then Grumpus sent me a sticker, and I was like, oh, hey, look, it'll go good on my cup. Then Marcus sent me a sticker, and I was like, oh, hey, look, there's room on it for my cup. And I got this nice I voted sticker, and it was nice, and it's a good vinyl. And I was like, you know what? That's going to go on my cup. Now I need some smaller stickers to fill out the rest of the little gray areas here. But I have other, I didn't put any stickers on that container, but I have other containers that I have stickers on as well. Grandma says, hey, you just called me out. No. Laura says, I think they report you if you went fishing in a grocery store. Yeah, Laura, it depends on how you fish in a grocery store. Like, you have to use humane tactics while in the grocery store. When you first started YouTube channel, was it hard, and was it hard for people to find you? So, Mike, my YouTube channel started out with something completely un-barbecue related, and it was yeah, completely un-barbecue related, and it morphed into me doing barbecue. Happenstance and just sheer coincidence. When I first put videos on YouTube, I was actually doing animations, and these animations were like 1 minute long animations, and I used to do one of three types of things. I had what was a don't you hate it when moment, and the don't you hate it when moment was like an open ended statement where it was like, don't you hate it when you order something online, and because of the state where you live in, it's restricted and you can't actually receive it, and they cancel your order. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and he was talking about uh, a freedom stick or like a pew pew thing, and the magazine, the capacity of the magazine was too high for the state of Maryland. The state of Maryland limits your magazines to 10 rounds. So when you order it, they're like, "Oh, hey, you live in Maryland. This has a magazine that exceeds 10 rounds. We can't send this to you." And it's like, okay, well, how about you send it to me without the magazines? And you're like, are you sure? You're like, yes. Okay. So they send just the Freedom Stick without the magazines. So now he's got to buy magazines, or if he has magazines, then that's not a problem. But one of those things. So don't you hate it when there were rhetorical questions and random thoughts. And I did these animations, and I did them for a while. But the animations used to take me like an hour, 2 hours for a 1 minute animation. And I'm like, something's got to give. I can't keep doing this. So then I just started filming myself, talking about these don't you hate it when moments. And I grew a little bit of a following, and it went from there. Then from the don't you hate it when stuff, I started doing stuff about my beard, and I did stuff about my beard for a good year or so. And like, I got followers from my beard stuff. So it's like, all right, cool. Then I did this huge or longer hiatus from posting stuff on YouTube, and then a friend of mine asked me, he's like, "Hey man, you're really good at doing barbecue stuff. Can you, he asked me a couple questions, and I'm like, all right, I can help you out." I'm like, well, as opposed to me just like sending you text messages or like trying to tell you over the phone, I said, I'm gonna film some videos for you on YouTube. And he's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna film some videos for you. So I started filming the videos to help my friend, and other people started watching them. So that was how that all worked out. KB says, I'm old but no wisdom, dang it. Sometimes you can't win them all. I have to take off. Great chatting as always. I got an early morning ahead of me. Well, thank you very much, Blind Man Cooking. Well, look at the cat dragon. Yeah, Captain Newbie. How you doing, sir? But did you really need a 100 round clip magazine? And um, so I mean, we're talking about 12 to 15 rounds, and they won't send that. And most places where you get that, because if you buy it online, you have to get it transferred. You have to go through a federal dealer, licensed dealer. So it's not like they send them to your house, at least not in Maryland. They don't send them to your house, where other states you can. So in Maryland, you have to get them sent to a dealer, and then you get sent to the dealer. And then once the dealer receives it, you have to go in and fill out paperwork for a background check that takes 7 days. So not only have you waited however long for your Freedom Stick to get sent to your dealer, then you have to then wait again or more time for your 7 days. Like, you fill out paperwork for the state of Maryland, they run background check. 7 days has to pass, and if you pass, yay, you get an email that says you are not, or you have not been disapproved. it's backwards, very, very backwards. But then you get the email says you have not been disapproved, and you're like, yay! I can go pick it up. Today's pickup day, and you go and pick up your Freedom Stick and have at it. Go. So, I mean, yeah. But Grumpus, I mean, sometimes popping off 100 rounds or something, it's just fun. Not that I have any 100-round magazines. Highest capacity magazine I have a 25 round. Actually, take that back. I have a 33 round mag, but I never used them. I have not used them yet. Maceo, he says, how do I come up to Long Island? I hit him up. So I was in Long Island for like an hour, not even. And that was from me getting off of the Verrazano, going to pick up what I needed to pick up, turning around and getting back on the Verrazano. I wasn't in Long Island for very long. Jimmy, a clip grows in a girl's hair. I feel like so one of the things, Jimmy, magazine and clip. I stay saying magazine, and then when people say rims, that is like my biggest pet peeve. The things on your car are wheels. A rim is what was put on certain vehicles like in the 70s and 80s. Like actually, I'll say I had my Sous Amigo had a beautification ring, which was a rim. That was a rim, but not. You have wheels and tires. Grumpus says, have it sent to my house. We'll work something out. Yeah, I wish I could. But there are ways to get around some of those things. It's just not with the Freedom Sticks. With the magazines, like if I ordered extra magazines or higher capacity magazines, quite possibly I could get around it. But yeah. Yep. So Captain Newbie, well, that's the whole thing. The company that sells the mag is in a different state. So I've had the reason why I'm so well versed on this is because I had it happen to me recently, where I went to an online dealer. It was actually from Jimmy from your state, Palmetto State, the arms place that's pretty big down there. And I'm trying to be careful about what I say and how I say it. But Palmetto State, I ordered something, and I'm like, oh man, this is great. Yeah, it comes with 2 magazines. There was a 12 round and a 15 round. But when it arrived, it had neither. And I'm like, yo, where my mags? And they're $40 mags each. I'm like, where are they? They're like, oh no, you live in a state where it's prohibited. We can't send them at all, or we cancel your order. We figured you would want your order, and we gave you a Freedom Stick. And I'm like, well, damn. I kind of wish I'd have known ahead of time to have been more prepared, because my dealer says, look, if you order something online and they're hemming and hawing with you about it, he said, tell them we will pin it down to 10 rounds, because that's what happens. They put a little dowel in the mag to limit it to 10 rounds. And actually I got one from someplace, and they drilled a hole and put hot glue in it so that it couldn't get past it. I'm like, y'all serious? Like, y'all really did that? They did. So, anyway, but my local guy, he's like, anytime anybody ever says they require it, just tell them, have them call us, and we'll pin it to 10 for you. I'm like, no problem. Captain Numi. 5 rounds? That's it? Wow. Yeah, Jimmy. So, when I come down there and visit, we're gonna take a trip, because, yeah, crazy world we live in. Best to have 2 10s taped together. Forget that, man. I mean, so, I mean, I don't talk very much about my freedom sticks, but I have a couple, and I bought a few of them before, pre-pandemic, and then I've bought a couple like recently, and you know, I'm glad. My mother lives in Pennsylvania, so I sent some magazines to her house for her freedom sticks, um, and it was just one of those things where I was like, "Oh, mom, you need this? Oh, all right, no problem. You know what? I'll take care of it for you. I'll send them to you. I'll get them sent to you." And I've also had stuff sent to my house where if if the company is in a state that doesn't recognize or doesn't have a problem with doing it, and they just send them out, they'll send them. It doesn't matter. Hey Adam, how you doing this evening? He says, "What's up, Dash?" How you doing this evening, sir? Yes, Laura. Oh, I'm like, you said, "Hey, Dash." I'm like, yes. I'm all ears. What's up? First love, how you doing? So it's kind of cool. I hang out later, and we get like multiple rounds of folks that come in and hang out with us. And there's some folks who've been hanging on from like for dear life from the beginning on the stream. And I'm very appreciative to all of you guys who hang out. Adam says, What have I been cooking? I did some ribs yesterday. I did a steak yesterday as well. If you didn't check out my Instagram or don't follow me on Instagram, you're missing out. I cooked a phenomenal ribeye steak yesterday. No, I didn't video anything. Yeah. Yeah. Laura, she said push tape on her mouth on the rim clips. Oh my gosh. And it's just one of those things, the first couple times I said clip and I got corrected and I was like, wait, oh, I'm saying it wrong. Okay, you know what? Yeah. Yeah. Captain Newbie said he saw my steak. Adam said he saw the steak. First Love said they're still working on his deck. Well, what's taking you so long, man? Get it done. Finish it up so you can use it. Oh man, I'll tell you, that steak was so good. And actually, I used this is more proof on how long it takes me to use stuff. I used a seasoning that Big Steve sent me probably seems like a year and some change ago, and it was phenomenal. First off, says, man, it's cold here in Charlotte. Whatever, cold. Ah, ah. It's not even freezing down there. Talking about this cold, whatever. Oh man, that's so cute. And he said it's cold in Charlotte. Man, you don't know what cold is. I traveled around the Palmetto State fairly often, so I need to pick up something locally. Oh, locally grown, let me know. All right, Jimmy, I cannot say thank you, sir, enough. You do so much, man, and I'm looking over my shoulder there, and let me just say, I have my shelf. Thank you so very much, man. I am like grateful, so very grateful. Um, Man, I can't say thank you enough. I'm just at this point, unfortunate as it may be, the only thing I'm actually taking out and doing any serious doing anything with is the 22s, because goodness knows when any other ammo is gonna come around, be available. What's up, George? How you doing this evening? First love says, man, like my mama said, just because you not cold does not make me any warmer. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to try and remember that one. I can't guarantee that I can, but yeah. George, I've been good, man. I've been good. You know, obviously I haven't built any trailers or anything like that recently. But I'm chilling. I'm chilling. Laura says, if you can't hit a moose in one dash, time to practice, maybe two. Yeah, but the whole thing is, it costs too much to practice. I mean, we're not even talking about the game. We're talking about practice. I can't afford to practice right now. With, ammo costing like $1 a round for 9, no way am I going to do that. So I actually went to the range Friday. Let's pass Friday. Went with a coworker, and he's like, oh, we're gonna try some things out. It might not have been this week, but anyway, I went with a coworker recently. A 50 round box used to be like $10. It's now $30 a box. Yeah, yeah. Well, George, man, build the barbecue trailer away. If are you going to build it to just sell, or you going to build it to actually use it and cook for yourself, or are you going to use it to sell barbecue? So first love, hold on 1 second. I'm sorry. I had some pink Kool-Aid and some vodka. Some Costco budget vodka. Captain Newbie says my neighbor Lowe's, man. Jeez, I need a neighbor like that. I have a friend that actually reloads. But I still don't think he goes. Like the last time I talked to him, he was telling me that he was having issues finding a component of, whether it was primers or powder or I don't think it was casing, because he said he collects a lot of his casings. But it was either primer or powder. It could have been primer, powder, or lead. I mean, at the height. But he was saying that he has a hard time, or he's been having a hard time. So Laura, no, I have not gotten to try the poutine yet. I do have the restaurant name like still open on my desktop here, on my laptop here, to try it. I haven't been out. Like I'm telling you, so poutine is French fries, and French fries is something you want to eat hot, and we can't eat in any place right now. Yeah, it's all to go stuff for the most part. So I really don't necessarily want to go get poutine and have to sit in my car. So I haven't gone yet, but I'll go eventually. Uh, First love is Costco. Yeah, the Costco in DC sells liquor. So I'll go down to the Costco and I will get liquor. You want to see the bottle? Oh boy, my knees. This is the Costco sized bottle of vodka. This is the basic Kirkland American vodka. They have a French vodka too. So this Kirkland brand, from what I understand, they say, most people say, or like you hear people talk about it, they say it's similar to like a Grey Goose or similar to a very high end vodka. Then they also have, and actually, I'm sorry, I take that back. This one is similar to something else, but they have a French style one, and that one I think is what's similar to the Grey Goose. This bottle, which is 1.75 liters, was $13, $12.99. If it wasn't $12.99, $13.99. All right, George, that sounds like what's up, man. working electrical in his basement. Oh, well, that's what's up. Shoot, Captain Newbie, I would look, sure, dude. I love bartering. I have a friend who does electric, and I gave him a 30 pack of Miller Lite, and he helped me separate some circuits in the house. We have a toaster oven, and the toaster oven and a lot of the appliances in my family room were all on the same circuit. So you couldn't turn the toaster oven on with the with the TV on and the air conditioner on or like the heater on. It would trip the breaker, and it's a 20 amp breaker, so it's not like it's a small breaker either. So my buddy came out and we separated things, and I moved some circuits around and did some work. Like the guy who lived in my house before me, he was an electrician. He worked for the Baltimore Gas and Electric, so the local utility, and he did some stuff in this house. So we did a decent amount. Like we were rewiring things and tracing stuff and doing all types of stuff for like 3 or 4 hours. And I gave him a 30 pack of Miller Lite. So I know all about that. Captain Newbie says, I know how he can pay me now. Sure enough. Definitely. Charlotte, you can only get beer, wine, no liquor. Yeah, First Love, it's one of those things. So they actually sell beer, wine, and liquor at that store in Costco. But in Maryland, each of the counties governs what, who can sell what, because some places sell beer, liquor, and wine. Some places can sell only beer and wine, depending on where they are. Some places can only sell beer, and then some places can only sell liquor. But usually, when they sell liquor, they sell beer and wine. One of those things. KB says, the clip is a device that's used to store multiple rounds of ammunition together as a unit for insertion into the magazine or cylinder of a firearm. Oh. Laura. Maybe the difference between a clip and a magazine is the capacity. I don't know. That's the only thing I can think of off the top of my head right now, Laura. Kirkland vodka and tequila is really good. Yes. So I have purchased the Kirkland vodka plenty of times. I also have some of the Kirkland dark spice rum. Excuse me. That's also where I found I got a bottle of Pappy Van Winkle. I got a couple bottles of Blanton's. I have a bottle of E.H. Taylor. And I had a couple bottles of like Eco Rare. And I'm just like, I go in there on a whim one like Wednesday and they have all of this stuff. And I'm like, yep, I'll take a bottle of that, a bottle of that, a bottle of that, a bottle of that. Because it was like, you can only buy one bottle. I'm like, yep, I'm going to take them all. Adam says, well, I got to go. Just got home. Got out. Kitties, got to put the kitties to bed. Had to say hi, and man, it's good to see you again. Yes, indeed. Thanks for all you've done for me, bro. No problem, Adam. Good night. Captain Newbie says, I'm sure. I'm not sure. New Jersey. They sell booze at our Costco, Laura says. Well, she's up in the Great White North. I have to try. Yeah. What's known as a state? So if you see ABC store, it's a state-run liquor store. Yeah, First Love. Same thing in Pennsylvania. You have the state liquor stores, and then everything else is beer and wine for the most part. Like anywhere else, you could buy beer, but you have to go to the state store, the liquor store. All right, LICKKA, liquor. You have to go to the liquor store to get and say that's the way it is. Pennsylvania, they're state-run liquor stores. In Maryland, though, it depends on the county which you live in or which you're selling alcohol in. Certain counties you cannot sell alcohol on a Sunday. Baltimore City obviously is an exception to that. You can buy beer and liquor on a Sunday. Bars can sell packaged goods, so they take your beer and they put it in a brown bag and they sell it to you. Uh, Lord, since I warm mine in the microwave. Speed clipper, speed loader. Used to load a manual wheel in a hurry. Yeah. So, well, I saw something today where it wasn't a round speed loader. It was like it was straight, but you kind of pushed them in, and well, not one at a time, but you could put like two maybe in at a time. But it was yeah. That's we're gonna have to look, but I don't think so. I don't know, Laura. I mean, most places, most people refer to them as magazines. So yeah. Uh, Nice. I think it's awesome, Laura, that you are all about freedom sticks or you have one. Um, that's dope. Uh, I don't know. Looking at me, some people like I was talking to my mom because my mom carries like in Maryland again. One of those things is very difficult to get a concealed carry permit. 22. Is it 22 a 40 cal? I think it is. I think it is. 22 40 cal. I have a. All right, that's what's up, Laura. Um, I have a Keltec, a sub 2000, and it uses Glock magazines. And I was able to purchase a 1722 extended magazine for the Keltec. And actually, I just fired the Keltec last week for the first time. Man, it's mean. It sounds mean. There is a big, huge difference in using it or 40 cal in a rifle versus 40 cal in a pistol. Yeah. Wow. That's what's up, Jimmy. Uh oh, well, we were talking about liquor and pistols, yes. Nice. Laura says she's hunted. Look, Laura knows I do my hunting in the market. That's it. I I could decimate some paper though. I think he said used to. I don't think he carries anything with a revolver or any revolvers nowadays. I think he said used to. And Jimmy was like Dirty Harry. But yes, so I was talking to my mom about the fact that she carries, and she's got a little. I won't say little, but I think it's like a Lady 380, something like that. And I knew she, like, since we were kids, she had weapons, or at least one at all times. And I'm like, okay. We got to talking about it, and she was like, "When did you get into this?" And I was like, "Oh." I'm like, taste tester number 3 was born, and I said I bought my first one. Then every now and again I would pick one up because it looked cool, or I was like, oh, I heard something about it. I'm like, but recently, yeah, I've gotten into it a lot more hot and heavy. Yes. First love, right? Uh, yeah, nice. Jeez, 357. Goodness gracious, I've never even fired one of those. That's dope, man. That is dope. I need more Smith and Wesson purchases. My Smith and Wesson stock is like it's doing very well. uh, really? That's crazy, Laura. But you probably could have like a long gun in the trunk of your or not trunk, but in the window of your vehicle, huh? Nice. That's what's up. Well, good luck. Maryland is very difficult, and actually, I need to get off my duff and go get my concealed because I have a leg up because of the fact that I have a business and the business transactions and the fact that you have a business, you could be considered a target or what allows you to get a concealed carry permit. So I got to do it soon while I still have the sales from Thanksgiving and Christmas on the books, like recently. Wow, even for competitions, Lord, that's crazy. I'm not into anything competitive just yet. Ah, nice, Captain Newbie. That's what's up, man. These conversations are, they are for those who are here, and we always have good conversations about something. We always manage to talk about something. That's real world stuff. All right, let's see if I can make it until midnight. That's about 20 minutes. Three. I only have technically I have two long guns. I have the Keltec Sub 3000, which is a portable. It folds over, so it's a breakdown type model. And I used it for the first time, and man, that thing is fun. Like it's dope. But 40 cal, like I don't have much 40 cal. And then I have a 1522, so 22 LR, and that thing is so nice. It's like pink, 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 pink. And when I say I can put a hole on a piece of paper at 50 feet this big, yeah. But as of late, I've picked up a couple different 22 pistols because 22 is the only thing that I can get readily, and it's way less expensive than any other caliber. So I've gotten a couple of those recently. Yeah, trust me. And my mom has, she's one of those. Don't make me have to shoot you, and she's serious about it. Ammo. Yes, man. First love. There's no ammo anywhere. None. That's what's up. Nice. LR22, 303 British, and a 16 gauge. I have no shotguns. I have no shotguns. Oh, so he's saying Captain Newbie. He's saying there's no shortage, but the price is stupid. Whoa, triple price! Wow. I know, I know. Back in March, I picked up a box, and this is only like when everything was first starting to happen, and folks hadn't started gouging price yet. I picked up 300 rounds of 9mm. It cost me $40. 300 rounds of I picked up 300 rounds of 9mm recently. It cost me $60 per 100 rounds. And that was before it got to its peak of $1 per round. Yeah. Yeah. I can tell you there's a shortage around here near me. You can't find anything. And anything that there is, the folks are waiting in a line and are limiting folks to purchase. Like I went to my local dealer and he's got a sign on the door outside of it that says, "We don't have this, we don't have that. Don't ask about this. Don't have that. We don't have anything unless you want shotgun shells." Um, yeah, but I had been lucky, and I was able to find rounds at Walmart. 22 LR was able to find rounds, but I haven't seen anything since before Christmas. I keep checking, but there's nothing that comes in. Man, it's crazy. Uh, I haven't seen. I won't say I haven't seen ammo, but yeah, you can't get anything in Maryland. Like nothing, nothing. So Laura, I saw a Canadian, like store, and they're like, "Oh, we have, we have it, we have it, we have it," and you could buy it because they had it, but the first thing it says when you go to buy it, we don't ship. And then it was like, well, first it was like, we don't ship to the United States. Darn. Then it was like, we don't ship, period. You got to come into the store and pick it up. It's like, if you don't live close to that store, you are SOL. Especially like if you have an odd work schedule or something like that, and you can't get to the store as soon as they open up, it'll be gone. And that's how it is in this area. Folks here, like, there's different forums and different whatever. And folks, they get notified when stores have stuff, and they know how much stuff is in the store before the people in the store know how much is in the store. Yeah. All right. Captain Nim says thinks the cheapest place to get is the range. Yeah, I mean, my range, like I said, is 60 cents a round right now. I have seen it for 50 cents a round, but when I was looking, I called up my one friend who is way more versed, and he's like 50 cents a round. He's like, that's robbery. That's highway robbery. He's like, it should be 25 to 30 cents a round. And I'm like, oh, gosh. He said, if that. He's like, it shouldn't even be that much. He's like, it should be. He's like, closer to whatever. And I'm like, yeah, it ain't that. It definitely isn't that. So, but he's like, nah. He's like, no. If you have to get it, then get it. I'm like, I don't have to get it, but I can't. I'm like, I can't practice if I don't have ammo. So, Mike says I'm a lower Canadian. Yeah, Jamie says don't try to ship anywhere around Christmas. Yeah, ask me how I know. Still waiting on some sort of Amazon for FBA. Yeah, she's us. Uh, what caliber? So I have 9, 40, 45, and 22. I have 140 cal, 145, a couple nines, and a couple 22s. No shotguns though. No shotguns. I don't see the need for shotguns for me. I'm not out in the Great White North or anything like that. Amazon sells plenty of equipment and accessories. Um, they don't sell freedom sticks, but you can get like sights and scopes and bags and oh yeah, buddy. You just have to know what to look for or what to ask Amazon for because it's like the regular stuff on Amazon and then the freedom stick stuff. Yes, I did pick up a decent security deal, and it it's not a traditional like safe. It's more of a locking cabinet, just to make sure that I can secure things in a secure spot. Wow. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Laura. Yeah, I don't have anything 556. I guess this the FAC is probably their like federal um, approval, like a background check or like some sort of like in-depth background check to give them a license to be able to purchase ammunition. Light going on and off in my kitchen. I don't know what it is. Oh, it's outside. Seeing the reflection. Yeah, I am not cool enough to have one of those yet. Like I again, I don't know. I said it for a long time. I don't know jack squat about long guns. Um, and then I finally was like, you know what? I'm like, uh, let me look into because once ammo shot up, I was like, well, I can't even find it. Why am I going to look for one of those? I said, why don't I look into a 22 variant? And I found the 1522, and man, it's fun. It's fun. That little thing like beep beep, pink 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 pink. This is midlife crisis. I think yeah, I think I'm going through that same exact thing right now because I just go into the store and I'm like, hey, what do you have today? Huh. I'm like, oh yeah. I'm like, guess I'm waiting 7 days, huh? Marcel, how you doing this evening? Little fish in the kitchen. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I wasn't looking for a. If anything, I would have preferred 9 millimeter, but it was a. I was in the store and I was like, "Hey, what's that thing over there?" And he was like, opened it up and showed me, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is cool." And he's like, "Yep." He's like, "Also, no weight." I'm like, "Ooh, this is cool." So I'm like, all right, go on, tell me more. And he starts telling me, and he's like, oh, he's like, the only bad thing is it's chambered in 40. And I'm like, y'all have any 40 back there? He's like, yeah, I can give you a box. I'm like, all right, that's enough. Yeah, I'll take it. Then I came home and I was able to get online and I found 100 round boxes. I bought three of each, 40 and 9. And that was like the extent of the ammo I purchased recently. And that was back when it was 60 cents a round. 60 for 9, because it was $60 for 100 per 100, and the 40 was 63. And I'm like, whoa. But I got it, and I'm like, let me put this away. So, but it is what it is. Yeah, Laura, I understand. Yep. Yeah, I completely agree, Jimmy. Um, I'm gonna say Mac tools specifically. Just say tools. Period. Because yeah, yeah. Right. Where's the freeze now? Yeah, it is. Ooh. So I recently got some steel jacket stuff, and I mean, aside from the fact that you just have to be careful, like some places don't want it, um, to be mixed in with the casings. I'm hoping there's no issue with me taking and using it. First Love 17 or 19, neither. I'm not a big Glock fan. I I don't like them for a first timer. So I would tell you, first love, you're gonna have to put them in your hand. The 17, one of them is bigger and one of them is smaller, and I cannot remember which is which. I think the 17 is bigger than the 19, or the 19 is bigger than the 17. Um, and they have a similar, if not the same, grip, but the barrel is longer on one, or one is like under 4 inches and one is like 4.5 inches barrel length. And it when you have it and you're holding it, it's apparent. The best thing you can do is put, you know, put it in your hand and see if you like it. I don't like the way Glocks feel in my hand. I just don't. Um, I think also there's too much hype behind them. First Love. Also, did you know that Glock recently modified their Blue Label program? And if you are a police officer, a fireman, a EMT or medic, and now veterans, you can purchase Blue Label guns, and the Blue Labels are like, excuse me, almost like at cost. You don't pay any of the extra markup for them. So I think that's pretty cool. Yep, best thing to do is go to the range and try them out, see what they do in your hand. Not even just hold them in your hand, but actually use them, put them through. You know, just work on them a little bit and see what you like, because that's really what it's going to be. Because I mean, there's nothing worse than buying something and then not liking it. Like, yeah. Jimmy said I carried one for 20 years. I still don't like them. Man, you can't break them. I would suggest a mid to compact to start. So actually, I would do mid size and not compact, because a compact is going to jump in your hand. It's going to fidget. And as a first time shooter, it can be a little daunting to get back on target once it jumps out of your hand. All right, Grumpus, we gonna be ending up soon, wrapping up soon. So, um, Captain Newbie, that I think uh, it's one of those things, man. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you. Before you decide on what it is you want, before you decide on a particular make or model, put them in your hand. Put them in your hand, because one of the things with some of the Glocks is there's single stacks versus double stacks. Double stack grips are wider, and me, someone who has a bigger hand, I prefer a wider grip than the single stack. And it's just like, when my hands are able to, wrap around and touch my, I'm like, this is too small, too thin, because if you going ham and you really putting some stuff out quickly, it could come out of your hand, if you cannot get a decent enough grip on it. But it's up to you. You have to put them in your hand and figure out which ones you like most, because that really is the barometer. There's no other way around it. Once you put it in your hand and hey, oh hey, this feels good, or oh hey, this is too small. You could go from there. Shoot before you buy, yes. Captain Newbie, where is Heritage Guild? Because someone was talking to me about there's a place just north of Baltimore, just like right in like Greencastle, York area. uh, 78 is further, like closer to Pittsburgh. Maps. I can spell Google correctly. Oh. Oh, all right. 78. There we go. So there's one. Oh, there's one in New Jersey and one in Pennsylvania. So the one in Pennsylvania is off of 78. Yeah, that's near Allentown. That is a hike for me. But good to know. And like there's the range I belong to. I have a membership to this range. They have a decent amount of Glocks. Like Glocks come down a dozen. I hate to say it, but they really do. And if you get into that whole Glock economy, it's just one of those things where you either really like them or you don't. Yeah, so my first one was a 45, and if I knew now what I knew then, I would have bought 9. Um, it was one of those things where I thought, oh, I'm gonna get the biggest, caliber that I can, most stopping power. But the thing is, I'm not very accurate with it. So with the 45, because it's a regular size barrel and frame, it's like blue, blue. All right, and just it takes a lot to get it back on target. Versus the 9, I can sit and hold that thing one handed and be like, bink, 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 bink. Now, do I have a tendency to shoot off to the left, or down to the left, or off to the right, or whatever? I'm consistent, you know. Hey, I'm getting ready to go. We are done. It is after midnight. It is officially Thursday. But yeah, I am. Oof, I'm beat. Thank you guys so very much for hanging out. Really appreciate it, and I definitely don't mind talking about freedom sticks. Jimmy says you can throw a Glock into a grate and come back a week later, shake the water out, and it'll fire. Yeah, as long as you have brass ammo, don't let that be a steel casing. Then you should probably be done. Mimi, good night to you too. First Love says night all. All right, guys. Have a wonderful time. Next time, yes indeed, yes indeed. Thank you, Captain Newbie. Glad to catch you live. Have a great rest of the week. Thank you so very much. And right back at you. Jimmy says, night, guys. Don't forget that thumbs up if you haven't already done so. Please hit that thumbs up button for me on your way out. I'd greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so very much. Definitely appreciate that. All right, I'll see you guys next week.